Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome to another exciting episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T, and today we are taking a look at another childhood game of mine, and this one was actually mine, and that is Forgotten Worlds. Now, this was a game that I had fond memories of, but it was never that important to me because I allowed this game to be taken. In fact, I even thought I sold it. I don't know if I put down I sold it when I gave my games to my brother, but all my Genesis games, with the exception of Toe Jam and Earl, or not even Toe Jam and Earl, Mutant League Hockey, I crossed a red line through, so this one I thought was sold, but hey, I still got it. But that was all I remembered about it. It was a shooter where you had a body and it was two-player co-op. So because it was two-player co-op, obviously that's why we loved it, and then we had to play it because you gotta have the two-player co-op, especially when you're growing up with a sibling.
There's a lot of games out there, some of which you've never even heard of. That's where I come in. I'm Lucious T. I've been playing games since the age of 2, and I have no life. This is Retroactive.
Forgotten Worlds. Got ready to play it. Grabbed my Mega SG and the wireless 6-button controller I got. I hit start and immediately got a game over. So I'm like, that's weird. Did it again. Game over. Took the game out, put it in. Game over. What the hell's going on? I go to Google, look it up. Apparently, some of these earlier Genesis games were not built with the 6-button mouse even as an option. So for some reason, when you play the game with the 6-button controller, I don't know if it's some sort of anti-lockout, theft, whatever, it automatically game overs the game. So I couldn't play this with my wireless 6-button controller. I had to use one of my janky old Genesis controllers, which of my old systems, my Genesis controllers are by far the worst controllers I have. One of which doesn't even work. The other one has sticky buttons, and then the third one is okay. But managed to get through it, managed to plug it in, and I couldn't believe there's no continue system in the game. It's literally one life and you're dead. And it's not a super difficult game, but it really only gives you the option of normal and hard. And between every level, so the way it is, you have a dude, you have a satellite that shoots the secondary weapon and you shoot the primary weapon, and with the A or the C button you can rotate which direction it's in, and B just does an auto fire. And that's it. That's the only control scheme. You kill enemies and you collect these little blue discs that count as money or currency, and then once per level, or some levels you even have it twice, but really I think that's the last level, but once per level you can go to a shop and you can buy stuff. So you can refill your health, you can buy upgraded weapons, you can buy armor, you can buy a resurrection potion, so if you die it allows you to come back to life. They're not random, but each shop has its own selection, and it's always going to be that selection. So that's not that bad, but you know, if you don't get enough items, or if you lose too much health or whatnot, or you know, if you don't, because you can buy a health up too, but the health up doesn't fill your life, so then every time you buy the restore your life, the price of that goes up. So if you use it every time you go to the shop, it's going to get more and more and more expensive. But you pretty much have to, because there's no life refill in the game other than that, and you have no continues. So you're kind of screwed. So I made it all the way till the level 3 boss, which also, they don't tell you where the weak spots are on some of the bosses unless you ask the person at the shop for information. Yeah. You have to get the information from the damn shop. So, anyways, I played through, killed the first 3 bosses, and shit, I didn't say let's find out. So I played through, killed the first 2 bosses, and the third boss, I don't know how the hell you're supposed to do that one player. I was just getting my ass kicked. Well, I go online and see, well, is there some way to continue from where you left off? Yeah, if you play 2-player, you can just hit the start button, and as soon as you die, you come back to life. Okay, so you mean to tell me that I can just play through this game with 2 players and I have unlimited continues essentially from where I started, and I don't have to worry about anything? So that's what I did. I had to grab another one of my janky Genesis controllers, plugged it in, and then I played the second player with my toes. And I just had them rotating endlessly and then shooting, and pretty much that got me through the game. And now it's not going to be the best way to review the game, but I didn't really like it that much. It was kind of on par with my thoughts of it as a kid. It's fun enough as 2 players. The fact that you can have endless continues is nice, but it doesn't have great hit detection. It's not very fair. It's a very early Genesis game in that regard. I didn't enjoy it that much. The whole buying stuff from the shop is annoying. Most annoying of any of the things I've done with this month by far. And easy to see why this was the game that probably put me off on shooters to some extent. At least horizontal shooters. Because Philios I liked, but I always saw more horizontal shooters at home than vertical shooters. Apparently. I don't know. I must have missed Truxton and Musha and all that stuff. So I got through the game and I just had the second player going. And I feel like I kind of cheaped myself out, cheaped out the review. But also it just... I have no idea how the hell I would have gotten through that third boss. And it allowed me to see the whole thing, so literally every time I would just hit the start button, second player would come back, and then I would have to plan and be like, oh, I need to kill myself now, because I have a feeling if you both die at the same time, it's game over. Didn't want that to happen. And I got through, beat the game, didn't even realize I beat the game on the big demon dude, and that was it. Yeah, not great. Not great. I will admit, part of that's my fault, but yeah, I didn't enjoy it that much. If I was going to give it a rating, I'd give it a 6. Not that fun. The only reason I'd pick it up is because it's probably fun on co-op. And I believe it's still a fairly cheap game. So it's, you know, it'd be worth picking up if you have a second player. Like, this would probably be a fun game for me and Jen to pop in for a day. But honestly, if I was going to give it a rating of pick it up, skip it, emulate it, skip it. Play the other 2 shooters, skip it. There you have it. That's it for this week. Wow, what a shame. After last week's childhood hit being so great, this week's childhood hit being a dud. Kind of a bummer. It's not, I mean, by all means, it's a better game than a skip it, but that's just kind of like when I played the other 2, and they're all kind of comparable price-wise. Yeah, it's cool this one has co-op, but really the graphics, the control scheme, the fact that it's, for shooters, they're so tough, the fact that you don't know where to shoot the enemy is not very much fun. So I didn't enjoy it very much, and that's where I'm at in this game. So let me know what you thought. Let me know if you've played Forgotten Worlds, if I'm way off, if maybe I should have kept at it instead of used the second player cheat. I think it's pretty impressive. I managed to beat the game with 2 players, even if it was easy. But anyways, that's it for this week, guys. It's been so great getting a hold of you. Take care.